Arusha, Administrative Region, Northern Tanzania, East Africa. It is bordered on the northeast by Kenya. The Serengeti Plain lies in the northwest, and the Masai Steppe, broken only by isolated gneiss hills, lies in the south. In the central area of the region are the crater highlands, bordering portions of the East African rift system. Volcanic activity and faulting have created broad lava plains and volcanic massifs such as Mount Meru, 14,979 feet 4,566 meters, and the occasionally active Olduvai Gorge, 9,442 feet 2,878 meters. Rainfall varies from 70 inches, 1,800 millimeters, annually on Mount Meru to 20 inches, 508 millimeters, on the semi-arid plains. Terrain ranges from wooded savannas and montane forests to alpine areas. Arusha is an important coffee-producing area. Other crops include grain, vegetables, cotton, pyrethrum, papain, sisal, and sunflower seeds. Magnesite and meerschaum are mined in the region. There are also salt, mica, saltpetre, and ochre deposits. Tourism is important and is based upon Tarangire National Park, Ngorongoro and Ngorongoro craters, Olduvai Gorge, and Lake Manyara. The region's major ethno-linguistic groups include the Arusha, Meru, Iroquois, and Maasai. Arusha Town, an important business center, is the regional capital. Area 14,087 square miles, 36,486 square km. Pop. 2007 EST. 1,523,000. Arusha City is a Tanzanian city, with a population of 617,631, and the regional capital of the Arusha Region, with a population of 2,356,255, 2022 census. Located below Mount Meru on the eastern edge of the eastern branch of the Great Rift Valley, Arusha City has a temperate climate. The city is close to the Serengeti National Park, the Ngorongoro Conservation Area, Lake Manyara National Park, Olduvai Gorge, Tarangire National Park, Mount Kilimanjaro, and Mount Meru in the Arusha National Park. The city is a major international diplomatic hub. It hosts the African Court of the African Union and is the capital of the East African Community. From 1994 to 2015, the city also hosted the International Criminal Tribunal for Rwanda, but that entity has ceased operations. Currently, it hosts one of the headquarters of the International Residual Mechanism for Criminal Tribunals. Arusha is a multicultural city with a majority Tanzanian population of mixed backgrounds, indigenous African, Arab Tanzanian, and Indian Tanzanian population, plus a small European and North American minority population. Religions of the Arusha city population include Christianity, Islam, Sikhism, and Hinduism. The current site of Arusha was first settled in the 1830s by the agro-pastoral Arusha Maasai from the Arusha Chini community, south of Mount Kilimanjaro. They traded grains, honey, beer, and tobacco with the pastoral Kisongo Maasai in exchange for livestock, milk, meat, and skins. Demand for Arusha's foodstuffs increased substantially during the 1860s when the Pangani Valley trade route was extended through Old Moshi, Arusha, and ultimately to western Kenya. Although not yet a town, it was a regional center with a number of urban features. Arusha was conquered by the Germans in 1896 after the murder of the first two missionaries who attempted to settle on nearby Mount Meru. The Germans established a permanent presence in 1900 when a military fort, a boma, was built and soldiers were garrisoned there. The boma was a solid statement, meant to impress German moral and political order on the surrounding countryside. Set on a rise overlooking the plains, the fortress-like building dominated the surrounding landscape complete with a machine gun. Many Africans were forcibly displaced from their ancestral lands by the Germans and forced to dig lime or carry stones to construct the fort. The British took Arusha from the Germans in 1916 during World War I. German officials left the area, the British deported German missionaries and settlers, and only a skeletal military administration of the town remained. During the 1920s, civilian administration was implemented, missionaries from the United States arrived, British and Greek settlers reoccupied the former German farms, and the town grew, especially after the British moved the regional administration from New Moshi to Arusha. The extension of the railroad from Moshi to Arusha in 1928-29 greatly increased commerce. Page 114. The Great Depression soon squelched commerce, and Arusha in 1940 had fewer than 2,000 residents. Growth resumed during World War II, and by 1948, the population had increased to more than 5,000. By the 1950s, Arusha was a polyglot, westernized little town. It has a Greek community, several Germans predating World War I, and some German Jewish refugees post-dating World War II. A state of emergency was declared in the Arusha region in 1953 in response to the Mau Mau uprising. Journalist John Gunther noted at the time that a loyal tribe, the Warusha, threatened to take violent countermeasures against the Kikuyus themselves, if the British did not. The authorities arrested the leading Mau Mau conspirators, screened thousands more, and deported other thousands back to Kenya. In the 1960s, parts of the movie Hatari with John Wayne were filmed at Mamla Lakes and at Mount Meru. Arusha has been a crucial city in the history of modern Tanzania. Official documents ceding independence to Tanganyika were signed by the United Kingdom at Arusha in 1961. The Arusha Declaration was signed in 1967 in Arusha. The Arusha Accords were signed at the city of Arusha on August 4, 1993, by representatives of competing factions in the Rwandan Civil War. The Arusha Peace and Reconciliation Agreement for Burundi was signed on August 28, 2000 as part of a process forging peace in that country through power sharing and establishing a transitional government. The January 2015 Arusha Agreement for South Sudan created a framework for the reunification of South Sudan's ruling SPLM party, which had splintered into three, creating a humanitarian crisis as fighting between factions intensified. It provided that all SPLM members who were dismissed be reinstated to their previous positions and a secret ballot system be adopted. In 1994, the UN Security Council decided by its Resolution 955 of November 8, 1994 that Arusha should host the International Criminal Tribunal for Rwanda. The establishment of the tribunal with its foreign employees has influenced the local economy of the city, increasing the cost of living for residents. The tribunal has downsized due to its closure in 2014, but its legal successor, the International Residual Mechanism for Criminal Tribunals established by United Nations Security Council Resolution 1966, will continue entertaining a branch in Arusha, opening on July 1, 2012. The tribunal indicted 93 individuals and sentenced 62. Arusha was officially declared a city on July 1, 2006 by the Tanzanian government. Arusha is home to a number of notable intergovernmental organizations. The city of Arusha is the headquarters of the East African Community, hosts a branch of the International Residual Mechanism for Criminal Tribunals, and the African Court on Human and People's Rights. Arusha is served by two airports, the Kilimanjaro International Airport for international air travelers, some 60 kilometers, 37 miles, east, approximately halfway to Moshi. The airport provides international and domestic flights. Arusha Airport is a regional air hub in the west of the city, and serves more than 87,000 passengers yearly. Travel by road can be done through privately run coaches, buses, to Nairobi, Dodoma, Babati, Morogoro, Tanga, Mbeya, Singida, Tabora, Mpanda, Kigoma, Mwanza, Bukoba, Iringa, and Dar es Salaam. Arusha is on the Cape to Cairo Road. There was a marker in the 1930s in Arusha indicating the midpoint of the route. It is also on the Cairo-Cape Town Highway. The city hosts the National Natural History Museum, which contains 3 exhibits on early man, plants, and animals of the region, and the history of the city. The Natural National History Museum used to be an administration outpost for the Germans in the 1900s. It was opened in 1987 as a public museum and displays important assets to the scientific community such as models of Australopithecus people, human ancestors that lived over 2 million years ago. A small museum adjacent to the Uhuru Monument displays information about the proceedings of the 1967 Arusha Declaration. Among the places of worship, they are predominantly Christian churches and temples, Archdiocese of Arusha, Anglican Church of Tanzania, Evangelical Lutheran Church in Tanzania, Baptist Convention of Tanzania, and Assemblies of God. There are also Muslim mosques. Most Arushan children attend public schools located in almost every ward of the city. There are 5 international schools in and around Arusha: International School Moshi, Arusha Campus, Arusha Meru International School, Braeburn School, St. Constantine's International School, and Kennedy House International School. The city of Arusha is home to the National College of Tourism, Arusha Campus, Arusha Technical College, Tenjru Institute of Community Development, the Nelson Mandela African Institute of Science and Technology, Eastern and Southern African Management Institute MS Training Center for Development Cooperation, MSTCDC, the Institute of Accountancy Arusha, Forestry Training Institute, Omotonyi, Tanzania Wildlife Research Institute, Tumaini University Makumara, and the Mount Meru University. Arcadia University hosts a film course that has led to the creation of the Arusha African Film Festival, which allows people to come and watch films created by local people. The guidelines allows a multitude of filmmakers to be taken into account for awards, and each year a new theme is chosen for the festival. The AAFF is connected to the East African Film Festival, which also gives ample opportunity for awards and credit to young filmmakers. The city is home to the Tanzanian rugby national team. The city hosts international rugby matches as well. Joshua Peterson, who played for the national team, was the second youngest international rugby player ever, behind Johnny Wilkinson. Southern Pool A of the 2007 Castel Beer Trophy was hosted here as well. The city is home to Arusha FC, playing in Sheikh Amri Abeid Memorial Stadium, which represents the city in Tanzanian league football. The city also hosted the Mount Meru Marathon, held from 1985 to 2004. The all-comers record for the fastest marathon performance in Tanzania, 2 hours 13 minutes and 46 seconds, was set at the event by former long-distance runner Benedict Ako on August 1, 1993. On May 21, 2011, the Drake Bulldogs beat the Canady Polstars by 17-7 in the first ever American football game in Tanzania. Arusha is home for the Arusha Motor Sports Club, AMSC, which provides motor entertainment for the city of Arusha. It was created in 1996 with the purpose of providing motor rallying, which was a new concept at the time for Tanzania, as a new form of entertainment. The AMSC is the largest club in Tanzania that invites foreign competitors to rally and compete for AMSC. On August 10, 2022, Arusha held the 44th CAF Ordinal General Assembly, which also included the launch of the new Africa Super League. Arusha was the setting for the 1962 film Hatari, directed by Howard Hawks and starring John Wayne. Parts of the film were shot at Mamla Lakes. Arusha is alleged to be midway between Cape Town and Cairo. Situated at the foot of the beautiful Mount Meru, Arusha is known as the safari capital of Tanzania's northern safari circuit. It's a bustling city filled with an interesting mix of markets, chaotic traffic, old colonial buildings and modern conveniences, like coffee shops with Wi-Fi, and an array of great restaurants. Gateway city to a number of Tanzania's gems, including Serengeti, Ngorongoro, and Kilimanjaro, situated at the foot of Mount Meru, it has a temperate climate and lush surroundings. Checkered history from Maasai to German to British and back to Tanzanian occupation, providing for an interesting mix of architecture and history. Lively nightlife with many restaurants and nightclubs. Shopping mecca with various markets selling everything from brightly colored fabrics and curios to car tires. Museums and galleries to discover the history and marvel at the art of the area. Tanzanite, straight from the source, Manyara Snake Park, just outside Arusha. Arusha is often seen as a stopover on the way to doing a safari. If you stay a while longer, though, there is plenty to see and do in this busy town, with its mix of colonial and modern architecture intersected by chaotic roads filled with friendly Tanzanians. Arusha offers visitors a wide array of places to go and things to do. There are many coffee shops and restaurants, and the town has lively nightlife. If you want to experience a real, bustling, busy African town, stay in Arusha for a day or two. The clock tower, situated slap bang in the center of town, is a great meeting point for both locals and tourists. Urban legend has it that this is the middle point between Cape Town and Cairo. It's completely untrue, but a great story nonetheless. Central and Maasai markets, chaotic and vibrant markets that sell everything from meat and fish to fabrics and electronics. Maasai markets have a wide array of curios and African art. They're crowded and busy, but they're a great way to experience real Africa. Beware of pickpockets and be prepared to haggle. The Cultural Heritage Center includes a museum, restaurant, spice center, shops, and a garden scattered with incredible sculptures. The Makonde Museum filled with masterfully carved masks is a must-see. At the Tanzanite Experience, learn about the history of Tanzanite, and how these gorgeous gems are mined. Don't forget to buy one to take home. The Boma Museum, originally a fort built by the Germans in the early 1900s, chronicles the colonial history of the town and the tribal history of the area. It also houses the Natural History Museum, with fascinating info on the archaeological and paleoanthropological sites in the area and wildlife. Shanga, out on the Dodoma Road, is a fabulous center incorporating a workshop for disabled artists who make beautiful glasswork, beadwork, jewelry and clothes, boutiques and an open-air restaurant. Manyara Snake Park, a little further out of Arusha, allows you to see a wide range of snakes, learn about them, and even hold some. There's also a small Maasai museum and camel rides there. Arusha is served by two airports. Arusha Airport has daily flights from numerous local destinations, while Kilimanjaro International Airport has daily flights from local, African, and international airlines. If you've ever dreamed of an African adventure, consider Arusha. This Tanzanian city is a wonderful base for Mount Kilimanjaro climbers and safari enthusiasts, thanks to its location in the Great Rift Valley. Thank you for watching this video.